So good afternoon. This is Dalene Allen, Executive Director of BNI Nova Scotia. What's that? That's Business Network International, the world's largest business referral organization. I'm proud to introduce you to Stace Bleich, who owns Canada Nature Scenes. So Bleich, good morning. How are you, Stace?
I'm good, Dalene. How are you?
Great, great. So tell me, what is Biophilic Design?
Well, humans have an innate love of nature. We long for it, and without connecting to it, our health could suffer. I mean, if I were to ask you to close your eyes and think of a place that brings you peace and you can relax and kind of like your Zen place, I'm pretty confident in saying you would picture a place in nature of some kind. So Biophilic Design is an applied solution to appease the desire for nature in bringing natural elements into our living spaces, our offices, private homes, restaurants, things like that. So basically, we're bringing nature indoors.
Excellent. And that beautiful wall behind you is what your art is. So how did you come across such a unique idea, Stace?
Well, I've definitely been a lover of nature my entire life. I'm an avid scuba diver. I love to hike. I mean, basically, I'm much more happy outdoors than indoors. So many years ago, I started a business doing live walls, which obviously are very popular, and they took off huge years ago. But I found out very quickly in offering live walls that it had a lot of downsides. They were expensive. There was issues with mold and mildew. The biggest problem we had and the biggest complaint from customers was the ongoing maintenance cost. They required a lot of maintenance ongoing. So I looked for an alternative, and I come across preserved plants and mosses, and they're all real. They look just as natural. They hold their color, their texture indefinitely, but they don't come with any of the downsides of live walls. And we started offering those, and within a year, I mean, 99% of our business was the moss walls. And I don't even offer live walls anymore. That's how popular the preserved mosses and plants have become. So that's kind of how we came across it.
Excellent. Well, I have to say I had a little herb garden on a wall unit. It was like a plasticized or recycled fabric, and it was a nightmare. Oh my God. I prayed that I was so excited about having fresh herbs. Well, let me tell you, I'd rather shoot myself than what happened. So I can only imagine. So the live wall, that must have been horrific, how much attention and cost it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to knock live walls by any means. If you're willing to pay the price for a live wall and have it installed properly with the irrigation, the lighting that's needed, and you don't mind the cost of the ongoing maintenance, there's lots of companies that offer maintenance for live walls monthly, weekly. So if you don't mind all that, and you can afford all that, that's great. There's many benefits to live walls. But if you don't want those extra costs, you don't want those extra headaches, you are concerned about the mold, mildew, insects, things like that, then definitely preserved moss walls and green walls are a really good alternative, and they're absolutely maintenance free. So it's perfect.
It is. So, and if you think about, we've just been through COVID-19, a pandemic. So if somebody's business had to be shut down with a live wall, that would have been a huge catastrophe. Whereas look at that beautiful wall behind you. There was no concern.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing to do with this wall. I mean, we could shut down and not have anybody come in, turn the lights off, and there wouldn't be any issues at all. It doesn't require any kind of irrigation, lighting, soil, anything like that. So no harm. It would come back in a few months, turn the lights back on, and it looks just as good as it ever did.
Perfect. So. And I know you have lots of different kinds of applications that have been really interesting.
Yeah, we do all kinds of different things with the moss. We do one-of-a-kind art pieces on a smaller scale for homes and offices, things like that, restaurants. It's really popular in restaurants, like small scale. We incorporate a lot of exotic woods and stone into our pieces. We also do corporate logos, are very popular. We can incorporate your logo with the moss. We can either make it out of moss or put your signage, your logo on top of a moss background, which has a huge effect and really looks sharp in your front lobby or main entrance. And then we do larger scale green walls. and moss art projects for huge businesses, corporations, things like that. So it really varies.
And so there are lots of other advantages to having a preserved moss wall, aren't there?
There's many advantages to preserve moss and to bringing nature indoors, just in general. Improved employee retention, improved health, increased mood, feeling of well-being, improved productivity. It reduces stress levels, mental restoration, reduces fatigue. I mean, the list goes on and on. So being surrounded by nature has huge benefits for humans. They've had studies that have shown this. There's no denying it. So to be in an office that is sterile, no plants, no moss or any kind of outdoor scaping at all, is a huge difference. From you take that same office and you put a moss wall in it, you put some greenery on the walls, some stone, things like that, or a water feature, and it's a huge difference for the people working in that office.
Exactly. More important, acoustically, you've also found that this has really helped some businesses, haven't you?
Yes, reindeer moss specifically, which is a lichen, it has huge acoustic values. We use it for a lot in restaurants. The number one complaint of restaurant goers today is excessive noise. It's been a huge problem in restaurants. Now with COVID-19, obviously restaurants aren't allowed to fill themselves the way they used to, so the noise won't be as bad. But we found that reindeer moss panels have drastically absorbed the noise and reduce the excess of noise in restaurants, making it a much better experience for the guest. We've installed several of these panels, and not only do they work very well at reducing noise, but they add an amazing and unique design feature to the restaurant. So, and other applications for something like that could be classrooms and boardrooms as well.
Dynamite. Okay. So thank you so much. My name's Dalene Allen, Executive Director of BNI Nova Scotia, and this was Stace Bleich from Nature Scenes Canada. Recommend you have a look at this. So many applications, so many things that you could do with this. So you have a great week. Thanks so much, Stace.
Thank you, Dalene.